So this is Mrs. Hogarth, and I want to have a conversation today about just getting you to relax a little bit when you're making art. Some people get all worried about making it perfect, and they forget to enjoy the process. So there's a couple things that today's session is going to be about. It's going to be about relaxing, improving, and enjoying. So no matter what level you're at, if you're 5 years old or 55 years old or 105 years old, you should be able to do any of this today. It is going to help you make better art. So I want to start with some basic things. And if you remember in kindergarten, you probably were given a sheet of paper and they said, draw some circles. And first they had you practice circles and they had dashes and you traced it and your tongue was sticking out. You were trying really, really hard to draw circles, and they might have even given you a whole page of circles. So pretty soon you weren't drawing the circles, you were writing. Okay? Because as soon as you started combining a circle with a line, you were able to move from drawing to writing the symbol. So what we're going to do today is, and here I'm drawing the circle and writing the symbol. So what we're going to do today is we're going to practice some of these things. So I'm going to start by just drawing a circle, which I've already done. And then inside that circle, I'm going to draw another circle. And then draw another circle. And inside the circle, draw another circle. And you're like, Mrs. Hogarth, we already did that, right? No, yeah, but you're going to do it again. And you're going to build confidence. And you're going to get better each time. And maybe not. Maybe you won't get better. We call this failing forward. A good friend of mine calls this failing forward. So you learn from your mistakes and you do better. So I did it 4 times. That's okay. We want you to do it 4 times. Now I'm going to draw another circle here. This is just to relax you and to play a little bit and forget about being perfect. A circle with a vertical line. Try to make it touch it. Just touch it. Sometimes it will overlap it. Depends on how old you are. You might be in kindergarten, you have trouble making it touch it, right? So it's all about practice. You never get better at something unless you practice it. Okay, just a circle and a vertical line. A vertical line is a line that's standing up. So there's some words we're going to be learning as we move through here too. Now I'm going to do another circle, and I'm going to draw half of a circle around it. Wow. Circle, and half of a circle around it. Just relax, and just do it. If you need to stop the video here and there to catch up, you can. Circle. I'm getting warmed up. I'm starting to feel relaxed and jiggly, and I'm ready to go. Let's try another one. Now let's try some straight lines. A straight line, nice long, and then half of a circle. Looks like a pitchfork, doesn't it? And then a horizontal line. Horizontal lines are laying down like the horizon. Okay? Half of a circle. A vertical standing up line, and 2 horizontal lines. We're getting more and more complicated as we go, aren't we? Adding more. Look at that. Half of a circle, vertical, and 2 horizontal lines. Now, let's get fancier. Let's try horizontal line, a big tall curve, straight line, right? I'm going to make this horizontal line a little longer. And then let's put 2 circles inside that. So I took this idea and put circles inside it and gave a horizontal line. So let's try it again. Horizontal line, straight line, and then wrap it around and curve it so you have half of a circle and come straight back down. And then put 2 smaller circles inside. Just relax. One doesn't work, do it again. Curve it and come straight down the cliff. Circle and the circle. One more time. Do you feel relaxed? Jiggly? Ready to try something different? Let's do one more. This was going to be a crazy one. Watch. I'm going to straight vertical line and then angle, come straight over and make a horizontal line. Okay. And then let's make a curve. And right above that, make another curve. And then let's make a fun line, a squiggly line coming off that curve. And then another squiggly line. And if you're really brave, you could put a circle at the end of each of the squiggly lines. Looks like we're looking, a monster's going to peek out at us, right? Let's try it again. Vertical. See how we're getting more complicated? But we're just using all the same things. Everybody can draw a line. Curved line, a curved line, a squiggle line, and a squiggle line. Circle, and a little baby circle. Two more. Straight down, straight over, curve, curve. And we're going to take all of these elements in a little bit and turn them into another kind of drawing in the next video. First, we're just going to play around with these again in the next drawing. Vertical, standing up. Remember these words. Horizontal is another one I want you to remember. Okay. Curved and a curve. Circle on top of a squiggly. Okay, so we went from something very simple to something a little more complex, and you all did it, and now we all feel relaxed, right? So let's talk a little bit about, I want to talk a little bit about the lines that we just did. So everything we did is based on two things. One is a dot, little dot, or a big dot, right? Now, if a dot, Paul Klee used to say, a line is a dot that went for a walk. So if this dot goes for a walk, it's making a line. And it might make a straight line, and a horizontal straight line, or a vertical straight line, or diagonal, that's a slanted line, or a squiggly line. That's all one line. My dot just went for a walk, and here it is again. Now if a line is a curve like this, and I close it so nothing can get out of that space, that becomes a shape. Or my dot could get really big and become a shape too. So everything we just did is based on all of this, right? Circle, 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 and my dot's going for all kinds of walks. Here's a big dot, here's a giant dot, here's a big, big, big dot. So all of those things go together to create kind of some interesting designs. So let's take this another step further. So we just looked at all of those things, and now let's take it and actually make kind of a cool drawing that isn't a drawing of anything. So again, relax and enjoy the process. Focus on what we're doing, but don't stop. Practice until you get better. So we're going to talk, and we're going to turn all of this into a really cool drawing in a little bit. So this is kind of a fun thing to do. If you have some crayons or markers, get those out. You might kind of play with this a little bit with some color. I'm just going to stick to a few colors. I'm going to pick out a purple and maybe a pink. I'll set them here so you can see what I'm doing. And a green marker. None of them match. They're not all the same kind of markers, but they're kind of fun. These are gel pens, and this is just a fine line marker. So I'm going to get those out in a minute. Back in a minute. So this is just a process of listening and following directions. So the first direction is going to be make a dot. Now I made this my paper. Okay, so you could make a square if you want, or you can just use your whole paper. But I wanted to show you two samples at one time. So somewhere on your square or your paper, make a small dot. Now notice I made mine here, but I did say somewhere. So your small dot could be here, or in the middle, or up in the corner. So maybe another sample might be a small dot down here. My idea of a small dot might be bigger. It doesn't matter. You're just kind of playing around with this, okay? So now, the next one. I would like you to make a straight line on your paper. So here's my paper, and I'm going to make a straight line that goes from one side to the other. Okay, and I'm going to make it vertical. So I'm going to start here and go straight down, so it touches the other side of the paper. Remember, this square is a drawing of my paper. So I made a vertical line, but I did not say where. So it could be way over here. It could be right in the middle. I do want it vertical, so I want it standing up. So I'm going to do another sample here. You're just doing one. I'm showing you two. I'm going to make my vertical line going from the top to the bottom. Vertical is going to go from the top to the bottom and touching the top and bottom. So now you're going to do that again. Where do you think I should put the next vertical line? I think I'm going to enclose this guy. So I'm going to put him inside my vertical lines. So I'm going to go here. Okay. Now I could put my other vertical line really close together. I never said where, right? Good. So remember we talked about the angles back here? We changed directions. We're going to try that now. So I'm going to start from, let's see, anywhere on my paper. So I could start right in the middle kind of, and come down here and change direction. So I could change direction going up this way or down this way, but I'm going to make mine horizontal, and I'm going to make it go and stop on the second line. Okay. So I could do it very different here. I could start here and make it short and change angle, but not make it totally vertical. I'm going to go straight up and hit the edge of the paper. How about that? So what you do with this is up to you. This is one set of directions. This is the same. Both of them are getting the same directions, but I'm doing something completely different every time. Let's try, I have this diagonal line that's a slanted line. Let me try another slanted line. So I didn't even put any on here. So I'm going to start from one side, and I can stop if I want, or I can go all the way to the edge. And let me do another slanted line, but this one I could bring my slanted line coming this way, right? And I can stop when I hit another section, or I could go all the way to the edge. Both of these drawings, drawing one and drawing two, are getting the same directions, but they look very different from each other. So now I need a circle, right? What do you think? So I'm going to make a circle right way big in the page. Whoa, it went off the page, right? That's okay. Remember, we're practicing, we're relaxing, we're just trying to get the feel of this. So I'm going to make this circle start right here and come around there. So I have another circle, two different whole looks. Inside the circle I just made, let's put a dot. Anywhere inside that circle, put a dot. So now this one, anywhere inside this circle, I'm going to put a dot. You only need to do one, and you can stop the video and do each direction as I do them. Let's see, how about, we need some curved lines, don't we? Because we did some curved lines in the other one. So this curved line is going to be a long, big curved line. That almost looks part of a circle, doesn't it? So now I'm going to make this curved line, maybe on this one, I might make it completely different. Let's see, what else can we put in here? We have some angles. Let me do one more line that goes horizontal line. We didn't do any horizontal lines. So anywhere on the page, horizontal line that goes from one side of the paper all the way to the other side of the paper. And this one, maybe I could put my horizontal line down here. This dot seems lonely, doesn't it? So I'm going to give him some company. There. So both of these drawings, and your drawing is going to be completely different. Both of these drawings look completely different. I didn't worry about my lines being straight. I didn't worry about too much. I just kind of followed the directions, a curve, a straight line, whatever. Now, depending on where you are, skill level, and how confident you are, there's a couple things you could do. Now, I could take some markers. Ooh, that's a sparkly purple. Does it look purple in the video? Sparkly. I'm going to fill in spaces. If you're using crayons, you can fill them in faster. This is kind of a small. When you do this, make it big though. I'm going to fill that in. Use a whole sheet of paper for this. The younger you are, the bigger you should be drawing. Okay, so let me just work on this one a little bit. So remember I said I was going to do some green and pink too. So I kind of like greens and pinks together. They're actually opposite colors. So they always look kind of nice together. Opposite colors look good together, believe it or not. So I'm just filling in spaces. So you're going to go through and just fill in spaces. A younger kid's going to have an easier time just filling in spaces, and I'll show you this when I'm finished. I'll finish this up in a minute. If you're a little older, I want you to be brave and try some different things. Go back to the first drawing we did, and I want you to use some of the lines that we've been doing and put them in these spaces. So I'm doing standing up lines, which are vertical lines, right? And I'm repeating them. And when you repeat something, it makes a pattern. And then I'm going to fill some areas in. A better design. A design is always a little stronger if you limit your colors. Okay, so sorry, I couldn't remember what I was going to say there for a second. So what I mean by limiting in the colors is pick 3, 4, maybe 5 colors and just stick with those colors and repeat them. Now, I might feel limited because if I'm only using 3 colors here, it's like, well, things are going to be touching each other, right? And they're going to be overlapping. What am I going to do? You're not going to be able to see one space from another. Well, here on this guy, I did green, but as soon as I changed my pattern, I could change the direction of my line and make lines really close together. Now you see the difference between this space and this space just because I changed direction. So if I was doing this in just one color, maybe black or green, look how I'm getting further apart. I'm just using those lines. This still works, okay? Still works, even if you're just using one color. Now look at that. Oh, I'm gonna make a maze. I'm still using vertical, horizontal, diagonal, still doing all the things we've been doing. Mazes are kind of fun. They're really super relaxing. I don't know if they're really mazes or not. I wouldn't want to get trapped in here, would you? And what I did is I just made sure nothing overlapped anything else. So there was never an intersection. So now I've got 3 greens and they all look very different from each other. We need some purple in there. So you're just going to spend some time coloring, filling things in, having fun with it. And everybody that tries this always has something completely different than anybody else because your interpretation might be a little different. There's lots of different places you can put these things. Okay, so I just want you to kind of explore and follow those directions and then fill it in.